Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, I'm spoiled for choices on stories to read today, but this one's going to be on Sarah Huckabee Sanders. This is in regards to the almost $20,000 lectern that she purchased, and it was discovered when somebody, through a Freedom of Information Act, this one fellow who looks for wasteful spending, found this little thing with a handwritten note saying, to be reimbursed. That sent up all sorts of flags. And when queried about it, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, her office pretty much panicked. And they were trying to change rules and stuff like that with regards to this podium. Now, the hot gossip that's not in this article, but right around that same time point that this purchase was happening, she and some girlfriends were in France for a wedding. And there was some speculation that maybe the purchase of this lectern, some of that money was used to help pay for the wedding that they were a party of. Anyways, legislative auditors refer the findings in their audit to local prosecutors and the Attorney General. And lawmakers plan to hold a meeting tomorrow on the report. The report cited several potential legal violations and other handling of records on the purchase. Some things got shredded, so on and so forth. Sarah Sanders, for her part, says this is much to do about nothing. And this is the part where it gets a little interesting. Said, no, the rules about purchasing things like the lectern, that some of these rule violations are, those are for the legislative bodies, not for her. It's like she's parsing roles and trying to say, well, yeah, if it was the legislator doing it, yes, then they would have been guilty of all this. But I'm the governor, and I'm not covered by that, so I'm not guilty of that. It's kind of like down to the Donald Trump, that the oath of office doesn't apply to presidents, though to the Constitution. You know what I mean? It's got that vibe. So come on down. Let's see what kind of trouble Sarah Huckabee Sanders is or is not in. For entertainment purposes only. Well, that's a familiar looking card. If you watch my Clarence Thomas video, this card comes up a couple of times. At the beginning and the end of the reading. Okay, so what do we have? 3 of coins. This is the backroom dealings, the secret money exchanges, the stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't think this is the audit. This is what was happening that spurred the audit on. And I think that Sarah Sanders' office is not offering anything to the auditors that makes them believe that this was on the up and up purchase here. 5 of Cups underneath it. Disappointment. I think the audit's going to find shenanigans here. This may not be, government impeaching type shenanigans, but this is poor behavior that would probably go unacknowledged by her. She's developed a scandal. Congratulations. On the lowest energy, this is the report, offering it to the Attorney General, who doesn't want to take it up, much to the reporter's chagrin type of thing. But I think there's a there. In the past, we've got the 6 of Swords. Come on, girls, we're going to France. This is the whole, the turmoil that's gone ever since the purchase of this lectern. Again, the online lecterns are about $7,500. And, also of interest, in this audit, there were like 3 different outside agencies that were involved with this lectern. The audit agency reached out to the 3 different companies who refused to work with them. Did not provide any information. Seems rather sus, you know what I mean? Seems rather sus. I'm smelling kickbacks and stuff like that. And this thing has spurred on all sorts of waves, and now this investigation is now coming to a close. Current situation: illusion and delusion, lack of integrity. I think this is lack of integrity on Sarah Huckabee Sanders' part. This doesn't mean there's going to be any consequences for it, but this report is going to show the lack of integrity that is currently residing in the governor's house in Arkansas. Overarching energy is the Magician card. it's like records got falsified here. You know, this at the low energy, this is the illusion. This is trying to explain away what happened, or more to the point, it's like I think they've uncovered what they've uncovered, and there's no good answer for why the math doesn't add up. I think they've done a good job with this audit, and it's going to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders' integrity into question, and the excuses that she gives aren't acceptable. A lesson to be learned, you know, taking lots of money and handing it off to other people. This is like, you know, the $19,000 lectern, which probably only cost $7,500, but the other $10,000, you know, was for her and her friends so she could pay for things. I think they're going to find that basically this is some campaign finance issues here. Maybe there's a fine that comes out of it. I don't know. Ooh. Outcome is the 5 of coins. Being left out in the cold. This really should be about the audit. And what's happened with the audit and holding her accountable. I don't have the warm fuzz. Now, this is not a great card. So normally I would say Sarah Huckabee Sanders is, you know, she's out of office. She's out in the cold. I'm having a hard time believing that. Maybe she gets censored or admonished or something along those lines. But I almost feel like the auditors might be left out in the cold. There's some disappointment here. There's definitely shenanigans here. And maybe it's just that the auditors found that she went outside the normal procedures on things. Maybe the legislature over there or the state senate over there won't have the stomach to deal with one of their own acting corruptly because, you know, MAGA and, you know, Republicans versus libtards and sorts of things like that. It's funny how it's no longer, well, let's be honest. When was it the last time that it wasn't about politics? You know, if you have a corrupt governor, the governor's own party tries to get rid of him. No, we don't see the Democrats pushing really, really, really hard on removing the senator from New Jersey, now do we? For all of his gold bars and everything else that he's got hanging around his house. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Not Hutchinson. Come on, I give myself permission to remember. It's right there. I can see it. Anyways, now I gotta look. Well, that didn't take too long. I picked up my phone, and then Menendez came up to mind, and I put the phone down and hit unpause. Yeah, it's not like the Democrats have been quick to get rid of Menendez. The Republicans were much slower to get rid of George Santos. There's a name you haven't heard in a while. But what's going to be the repercussions for Sarah Huckabee Sanders for this audit? Disappointment. Maybe there's going to be a there. Who knows? This is not good. And I think she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. Celebration. It was... It was the girls' weekend in France. How could you possibly question my... I had to pay for my girls. We had to go to France for this wedding. It was a wedding. Come on. Everybody does it. You know, so maybe I made a mistake. I put it on the wrong card. Yeah. She tried to pull the wool over people's eyes and she got caught. There's no excuse for it. This is literally the teenager who said she was going to a friend's house and then, you know, went out to the club with her girlfriends, and dad happened to note the mileage on the car, and her friend lives a mile away, and she was at her friend's all night long and didn't drive anywhere, but there's 50 miles on the odometer. How do you explain that? Oh, when you said spend the night at my friend's house and not go anywhere, I thought you meant the other girls. Or I let one of them borrow the car. She went and ran some errands. It's going to be something, some lame thing like that. Oh, she got caught red-handed. She got caught red-handed. In the past is the Seven of Pentacles, excuse me. Yeah, she wanted her friends to go. They were going to go to this thing, and I think she just looked at this big pile of money that she's got for fundraising. It's like, nobody's going to miss this. It's a lectern. I'll just bill a lectern for it. It'll be fine. Nobody will know. There's so much money in here. We'll just slip this one right on past people. Current situation is the Ten of Cups. She might get bailed out on this. I think what's going to happen is she knows she got caught. She knows why she got caught. She knows what she did, but her party's going to save her. The GOP is going to save her. This is kind of like, I'm maybe learning my lesson from Ken Paxton. This is kind of like a Ken Paxton thing where if they did the right thing, they'd hold her butt accountable. I don't think they're capable of doing the right thing, just like with Paxton. I could be wrong. Overarching energy, sorry. The Four of Wands is also known as the wedding card. Oh, happy days. Your friends get married. Got to get the girls together. Well, this could be her getting bailed out, but this could just sort of be the, I can't believe I got caught. I thought we had to go to the wedding, and I didn't have the money, or they didn't have the money, and I want everybody to have a good time at the wedding. This could evolve in there. And now I got caught, and this is terrible. How could they why does that one meddling guy have to audit and ask for that lectern and find that one thing? I cannot believe I got caught. Oh my. I take it back. That may not be her being saved by her party. This might just be that this is the, hey, we're going to France and we're going to the wedding. And oh, crap. Oh, crap. This is not good for her. This is not good for her. Wow. That took a turn. That took a real turn. Okay, now I got to keep asking. Now I got to keep digging here. I guess sometimes it pays not to be too cynical, or at least being open-minded on the cynicness, because it's just too easy. It's like Paxton. It's too easy to see that they're just going to come racing to her. But maybe I was too early in the situation. Maybe the evidence is so overwhelming in that report that, the Republicans really can't do a whole heck of a lot to save her from this. She's going to have to face the consequences of lectern gate, for lack of a better description. So what are the consequences for this for Sarah Huckabee Sanders? What's that Ten of Swords all about? What's that Ten of Swords all about for Sarah Huckabee Sanders? What are the consequences of this? What are the prosecutors going to do? What's the Attorney General going to do? Still in that nightmare card. Mix these up well. Did not put that on the top. This is a nightmare situation for her. Wow, there might actually be people in the Attorney General's office who are apolitical enough to actually do their job. Who knew? King of Wands is going to be referred to the courts. They're going to refer this case to the courts. This is going to the court. King of Wands is, for the challenge card, the King of Wands. And there's that Five of Coins card. She might get tossed out. Asked to resign. Asked to leave. King of Wands, I have come to find equals like my Merrick Garland or Department of Justice card. So I kind of use that for like the highest court in the area. So that could be, we're talking the Attorney General. So the King of Wands could easily refer to the Attorney General in this case. Yeah, this is not good. This came up in that first reading too, where I wasn't thinking she's going to be held accountable, but I think she's going to be held accountable. I'm stunned. Emperor card. Yeah, it might very well be that this attorney general is really a no-nonsense guy, and he doesn't care which political party is. You're ripping the people off, you're going to pay for it. That was a damn fool thing to do. And this is something new. This is something they haven't dealt with. Begins an investigation or something new develops out of this. The truth is exposed. Wow, wow, wow. 3 major arcana in a row. No, tough guy. New journey. Truth is exposed. What do we got coming out of here? The levers, the deals, the agreements, the stuff going on. This, she couldn't have done this by herself without help. So there's going to be multiple people involved with this because you have to have, she submitted that. You've got lectern. There's a lot of, she wouldn't have done this on her own. There's going to be multiple people involved with this that are going to be held accountable. And it could lead to further investigations. That makes sense. That makes sense because if you're going to rip them off for $19,000 on a lectern, what else have you done? This would spur on a full-on audit of everything that she's done in the office since she's been governor. And I remember reading that there were some shenanigans that she was trying to pull, things she was trying to change with the legislature prior to this audit to try and change the rules. Let me see if I can look that one up real quick. Found it. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders' push to overhaul the state's expansive public records law stumbled at the start of a special legislative session she called this week. And she was successful in this, but it was this guy, Matt Campbell. He's an attorney in Little Rock and founder of the progressive blog Blue Hog Report. He's the one that did the public records thing. So he asked for those public records. And what does she do? She calls for a special legislative session to go in place to tighten up the Freedom of Information Act in public records. And I think that's to hide further crimes that she's done. And I think this audit found stuff. I think it's going to implicate her. And she's going to pay a price for that. And that 9 of Wands tells me they're not stopping here. They're going to look at a bunch of stuff, and I think they're going to find a bunch of stuff. Because if you think this was the first time she pulled these shenanigans, I got news for you. Anyways, we will leave it here, and we will let the story develop, and we'll see how things turn out. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to help feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome. Glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.